शादी के लिए सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी क्या है? This is a question one of the characters poses in Dhadak 2, and just before you think the answer is love or even paisa, caste is the answer. Hi, this is Just Too Filmy, and today on Rotalks Recommends, I'm recommending Shazia Iqbal's directorial debut feature, Dhadak 2, which she's also written. There will be no spoilers in this piece, so bindas dekhne ka. While it's week 2 since Saiyaara released and many have proclaimed that Bollywood mein love stories वापस आ गए हैं, let me make one thing very clear. Dhadak 2 is not just a love story. So all those feels that you felt with Saiyaara is not why you will love Dhadak 2. Dhadak 2 is a loud rebellion of a film against caste and an adaptation of the Tamil Pariyarum Perumal. But the two are extremely different. Nilesh and Vidhi study at the same LLB college. Nilesh, played by Siddhant Chaturvedi, is from a lower caste. Chamde ka kaam karte hain, as he says. And he knows that education is the only way out of his situation. He's not brave like hero. He can't speak English because he was educated in Hindi mediums. He doesn't want to be involved in college politics. And an incident in particular has left him scarred, due to which he does not want to mess with the system. Repeated callings by fellow students who are fighting for their and his rights in the college. One in particular, played by Priyank Tiwari, are ignored by Nilesh because he prefers to keep his head down and study instead of getting messed up, until it gets eerily close to him. Dhadak 2 is actually the transformation of Nilesh, who struggles with his identity so much that he even tries to erase it every time someone asks him his name. It's his awakening to understand how one cannot absorb themselves of the battle without fighting it. And when he does, it's quite glorious. In fact, theater में यार ऐसे वाले scenes पे तो ताली भी बजे थे. Tripti Dimri's part as Nilesh's love interest Vidhi, on the other hand, is underwritten. That exists to merely gasp and carry the weight of their love, which is supposed to make Nilesh fight. However, here's where the love story in Dhadak 2 disappears. Their love is not the reason that makes Nilesh fight. It is what is done to him and to his loved ones repeatedly because of his caste. Her love, therefore, is incidental and definitely the reason why so much goes wrong with him, but their love is not the reason for his transformation. And not that it's a bad thing, but if Masan and Sairat worked, it was because you felt the love of the lead characters between each other. Here, only Vidhi feels. It's almost an ek tarfa pyar. There's a scene where Tripti Dimri's character refers to her ex-boyfriend as suffering from toxic masculinity. That made everyone, of course, think instantly of Ran Vijay from Animal. And there's another point when Saurabh Sachdeva shows up quite scarily, and for a second, I almost felt like this story is Animal in a parallel universe. It was very distracting, to be honest. The film has quite a bit from a screenplay point of view. A lot, and I mean a lot, happens to Nilesh. Saurabh Sachdeva has his own track. Nilesh's father, played by a brilliant Vipin Sharma, is given an entire scene dedicated to what he does for a living. Speeches by those around Nilesh, his mother, his college friend, a dean played by a fantastic Zakir Khan. There's even a dog. But what Shazia does get right are moments. The moments where you truly feel for Nilesh, the use of the color blue, the constant imagery of Jai Bhim and Dr. Ambedkar's photographs, combined with an almost constant background score that often soars when emotions are heightened. Fantastic performances by Siddhant, whose brown facing I actually didn't mind at all, and Tripti, who gets a scene that will be remembered for time to come, and that honestly made up for the love between the two or the lack of it. The songs, however, puncture the screenplay way too often, and since they haven't been popular before the release, I doubt they'll get popular after. There's a scene that stayed with me when Vidhi's sister is being checked out by a prospective groom and his family when the matchmaker hilariously announces, "Oh, Janam Patrikaएं mix ho gayi hain," leading to quite a bit of tension in the room as the two families are not of the same community. However, all tension diffuses when Vidhi's father announces, "What difference does it make? Aakhirkar, Brahman hi to hai na?" Indicating how power is kept within caste, and as long as that matches, we're okay. However, when Vidhi's sister is asked, "Shadi ke liye sabse zaruri kya hai?" you know the answer. Dhadak 2 is an important film, not because it talks about caste, but because it dares to do so in front of such a wide audience. It is a dharma film. It is by a female director and writer who herself belongs to a minority community from our country. Her voice is important and it is getting screen time and space with actors who are fantastic and in the mainstream. शाज़िया इकबाल की एक शॉर्ट फिल्म है बेबाक, जो मुझे तो बहुत बढ़िया लगी थी, and if you ever get a chance to watch that, please do. You might understand why identity and standing up for oneself has always been so important for her, and that forms a huge part of Dhadak 2's narrative. So all in all, go watch Dhadak 2 for the fantastic performances and the staring into society's soul and asking if we've stopped the microaggressions in the name of caste in our daily lives in 2025. The message might overpower the love story, but if you set your expectations right, you will find Dhadak 2 worth your time. Thank you so much for watching. I literally just watched the film and I had so many thoughts and I had to write them and I had to get them to you on this episode of Rotalks Recommends. But if you like my review, then thanks, man. I'm trying to find my voice through all of this. It would be really amazing if you can leave us a comment. If you watch the film, tell me what you think, because that would also be amazing. And of course, I'll be back next time right here on Rotalks Recommends with another recommendation just for you filmy fans. Until then, don't forget to keep it just too filmy.